This video is brought to you by Helix Sleep. Hey folks, how's it going? Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm doing a tier list video to rank the animated movies that came out in 2021. Usually I do a top 5 video where I'm like, here's my top 5 picks for the year. But there was so much that came out this year, so much that I couldn't watch or get around to, or things that I did see and I couldn't do a video on. Ultimately, enough content where I want to be able to at least acknowledge it. You know, it gives me an excuse to say, oh, that's why I did not do a quick vid on that. Because I'm definitely not lazy, but this is my casual way of just recapping this year, sharing my thoughts about these movies and my top picks. So here's a highlight reel of the tier list from my Twitch stream. Enjoy. And please don't blast my ass in the comments. I know some of my picks are gonna make folks go, I hate this guy. I'm gonna find his stupid face and punch him in real life. Joke's on you though. I got no nose.
How's it going, folks? I'm doing a stream here where I'm doing a tier list for the animated movies of 2021. Typically, I like to do these like end of year recaps, and I do like a top 5. But like, there were so many films this year, and there are some where I wasn't able to get a quick vid in on, or they wouldn't be able to fit in my top 5. But I wanted to at least comment on them, so I figured that this is the best way to do it. And also, I'm already ready to get judged. Folks are gonna be like, half the list is under the did not watch category. What's the point of this? The point is for you to shut the hell up. Nah, joking. I can at least acknowledge these films and give my ideas and thoughts and first impressions, and also a reminder for me to go watch these movies too. So I think it's time to begin. Shall we? Shall we begin? Here we go. Shout out to Ryan Walterson for curating the list. I appreciate you, good sir. The first movie on the list is Vivo. So Vivo was released on Netflix. I like that. I'm pretty sure it was a Caribbean island where it took place. And I liked the style of the characters. The music was fun, but there were parts of the film that felt a little bit like the pacing was off, where it would go super fast and slow down. And like, and by the way, like, full on spoilers before we begin. I will be talking about spoilers. I thought it was bold at the start of Vivo, where you had like the Vivo's friend, the human friend, die. And that's the entire mission. Like, can you get this letter to this lady? And I'm like, that's very bold. I like that. But then the kid character shows up. And I remember one of my gripes being like, oh, her dad's dead, or I'm pretty sure it was her father who's dead. There was something about her family and her father missing. I'm pretty sure he passed away. And I wish they, and again, me being kind of like foggy in the mind about this goes to show how they should have drilled more into it. I wish they would have explained more about her family and her heartache and why she is the way that she is. So ultimately, it was cute, but I thought so. I just want to make sure. Oh yeah, that's right. Lemon did Moana as well. Moana, I love that film. Great music. So Vivo, I want to put you in the. Oh man, I'm fucking gonna get killed here. Let me just say, S tier being awesome, like superb. A tier being like, yeah, that's pretty damn good. I like this a lot. B tier's like competent, above average. C, average. D. And then of course the have not seen yet. I'm gonna put Vivo in upper C tier, possibly lower B tier. We'll see. I feel like people are gonna kill me immediately. All right. Next we have Hansel and Gretel, which was on Netflix. I think it was no. Secret Magic Agency or something like that. Folks told me about this one. This is also on Netflix, and I never got around to checking it out, and I'm disappointed. I still have to watch it because it looks fun. I think it's from that same, it might be from the same company who did Sheep and Wolves. I'm pretty sure it is. I'll have to look into it. I might as well start knocking out movies on this list that I have not seen and go ahead and clear this out. All right, let's do that. I have not seen Peter Rabbit 2, and I don't wanna. I have not seen. What is this? Ryan, you're in the chat. What is this? This one with the baseball bat, some zombie thing. I've not seen that. I have not seen Ron's Gone Wrong, unfortunately. I haven't had the time yet. Sing 2 is not out at this moment, so I've not been able to see that, though I will do a quick vid on that later in the month. I have not seen Encanto yet, unfortunately. I haven't been able to make it to the theater. I've seen the poster art, and I've seen some screen caps, but I'm pretty blind going into it, and I want to... I will do a quick vid on that as well. The Batman movie, no, I've not seen that. Folks are probably thinking like, yeah, review cartoons and animated movies, and you haven't even been able to watch all of them this year? What have you been doing with your time? You're not good at your job. And you know what? Yeah, you're right. I'm not. So I've not seen Mortal Kombat. I've not seen Addams Family 2, though I watched the first one this year, which doesn't really count, I suppose. Though I will acknowledge that it's it feels like it's chasing at the heels of Hotel Transylvania, trying to be that. I don't know about that. I feel like you won't succeed in that that endeavor. I have not seen Justice Society. I have not seen The Sword and the Scoob. I had no idea there was even a thing. There's like 50 Scooby-Doo things on here, actually. Funny enough, I've not seen Spirit Untamed, though I've been told it's a bit tone deaf compared to the original one. Because the first Spirit is about like the Wild West being kind of brought to heel by like the American settlers, and how you have like the Native Americans and you have like some aspects of the West still trying to be wild, trying to be free. And Spirit, though, being like a conduit for that, where it's like, you could never tame me, I am the Wild West incarnate, whatever. I've been told that this is now a series for horse girls, and that in this one, it's like a settler town where they're building railroads, and all the horse girls are hanging out with Spirit. So, quite a change of direction from the sounds of it. I've not seen Extinct, the one with the donut, the donut anthro characters. I kind of want to see it though, not for good reasons, but I do want to see it. We got the Loud House Christmas, I think, or Too Many Loud Houses or whatever. I've not seen that yet. Though I know that there's that Loud House live action movie adaptation. I'm scared. I saw the poster where it looked like there's a double exposure. You got like Lincoln Loud making his like face and like his skin's coming off. Go figure. I've not seen Rumble yet. It came out a few days ago. Haven't had the chance. A giant kaiju's in a wrestling ring fighting, and apparently the WWE made this movie, or at least funded it. So how about that? Flea. I've not seen that. Not seen this. Do I need to? I've been told about this one with, I think it's like Beauty and the Beast or something. No, it's not. It's not. I'll have to check it out, though. I've not seen this one with the Titans. I have not seen... What do we have here? Another Justice League. It looks like it's like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. I've not seen that yet. I've not seen Paw Patrol, and I don't want to. And I think... And I have not seen Rock Dog 2. I still have to watch the first one. It's on my to-do list. And I have not seen this American movie either. Though I've been told it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. So that about does it for films I've not seen this year, which is the majority of films released this year. But to be fair, some of these films I really have no desire to watch, like Peter Rabbit 2 or Addams Family 2. There's like quite a few like Justice League related things or Warner Brother properties. I don't want to see Paw Patrol. I have no desire. Rumble I might check out just for like giggles, and Extinct to see if it's like a bad fun movie. I don't care to see Spirit Untamed, but if anything, there might be some contenders in here in the rankings of have not seen yet that are worth checking out. So I'll have to look into it. Ready to move forward with things I have seen. So we have this is interesting here, the South Park post-COVID specials. And I'm gonna rank them all as one entity. And I know it's kind of hard to really, like, not hard, but like, is it a film? Is it a movie? I guess if you combine them both, they are like the same story, just kind of cut in two. So it was weird to be like, South Park is getting picked up for like multiple seasons and movies on Paramount Plus, and I'm like, oh man, South Park's never going to end. And there's an entire, like, I feel like for the longest time, Matt and Trey the creators of South Park, are like, what do we do to get out of this? So there's an entire thing where they'll like cancel South Park, which really seemed like it was the most optimal way to quit the show without actually quitting. The most honorable way, like, yeah, we got canceled. That's how badass we are. That's the conclusion we came to. Of course, South Park's far too profitable for these companies to let go of. They're like, no, I ain't canceling you. You can keep going. So they got picked up by Paramount Plus, and they did their post-COVID special, which is harkening back to the end of the previous season. And you got like Kyle and Stan and Cartman and Kenny as adults, where actually the timing of the first special, the first half, was like around Thanksgiving, and it was like a few days before the Omicron thing popped up, and I was like, oh gosh, that's uncanny timing. But all in all, I thought it was very well done. I bumped both of these into the A tier. Some pretty big laughs. I think they did a good job of knowing like what makes South Park, and being able to still explore without being too dependent on trends. I mean, I say that knowing that like COVID is one of the pillars of the storytelling, and like there's a scene with Butters and NFTs. So I mean, like South Park's always been topical and kind of rides that wave of trendy controversy. But this special was much better than previous seasons where it's way too on the nose with the topical stuff. All right, next we have Back to the Outback. I actually watched this a few days ago on Netflix. I loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I say loved it. Okay, so I have some criticism where the story felt a little bit wonky. So I'm not going to put it in B tier, like upper B tier. But this idea of like a bunch of venomous creatures like spiders and a scorpion and a thorny like lizard and a venomous snake, like, oh, no one likes you, you're the dangerous, gross monsters of the world of animals, and for all of them to be like, man, we live in the shadow of cute animals like this koala, and we follow their story of them trying to like find their families and escape the zoo and travel across Australia while being chased down by this zookeeper. Steve Irwin's in the movie, like in a throwback where he's on the television. Like that is Steve Irwin for all intents and purposes. But the film was very cute. I liked the design of the characters, especially the snake. I thought the pacing was a bit weird here and there, and the overall story of them trying to find their family felt a bit weak. And some of the dialogue and jokes felt a little bit crass to me. But I was surprised. I thought it'd be a lot worse, but I enjoyed it. Next we have the My Little Pony movie. So, don't judge me. I love this film. Upper A tier, no doubt. I thought it was a lot of fun. And I've been doing the G4 dance for a while now, as far as like, I've seen the old seasons of, I guess they're old now, G4 My Little Pony in the 2010s. And this thing of like, oh, it's going to be a new generation, new characters, of course, and it's going to be 3D animated. And I'm like, ooh, okay, will they do this with enough care and resources to make it actually good, or are they phoning it in and falling back on 3D animation because 3D animation, you just do 3D animation? So the movie came out and it was beautiful. Like, I don't care if you hate Bronies or My Little Pony, watch the movie and you'll see the craftsmanship. It is there with the hair, with the textures, with the movement. It's very pretty. I very much so enjoy. I was pleasantly surprised. And from the characters to the story of course is kind of contained where it's like, we gotta be friends and unite the horses, and it's like, okay, we've done this dance before, who cares? But the visuals were the real thing that blew me away, and I'm excited for the new generation. If it's that level of quality, especially with the animation, then it's in good hands. Next we have Luca. So Luca is easily S tier, and I gotta say, it's really something that Spider-Verse truly was like this bomb that went off in the animation industry, where not only was it visually outstanding and different, but also it was profitable. And I think a lot of corporate people in charge of studios, and of course artists and directors and animators themselves, needed some brave contender to kick down the door and say, we can be different and still succeed. And I'm starting to see, and I think a lot of folks can see it, the ripple effects of Spider-Verse and its influence. And I see it with Luca. I see it with Pixar in general, where I think they're willing to take more of a gamble on stylization now. And it's like, it's human, but like, it's a stylized human character. And I've done that before with like The Incredibles and Ratatouille. But now it's not about hyper-realization. It's about like, can you just make them look stylized and fun and cute? And Luca, I mean, I love all the designs. I love that it's like a little town in Italy, a fishing town, and the entire like underworld, wow, the underwater world, and then the humans of this village, and it's visually exquisite. Loved it, and I highly recommend it. I gotta say, the entire like relationship of Alberto and how he looked at not Luca. What's the girl's name? Oh, her name escapes me. But her father he almost feels like a surrogate father for Alberto, and I feel that was really beautiful. So Luca's fantastic, easily S tier, and I'm really excited to see where Pixar goes next. I know they got Turning Red on the horizon, and that looks fun. Like, I'm very excited for that one. That looks visually a lot of fun. Next, we have the Tom and Jerry movie, which is like hybrid animation with live action in New York. Okay. New York. So the animation itself for Tom and Jerry and some of the other characters in the film, I thought it looked great. I'm like, this is very well made, and it blends in a lot better than compared to like the live action Smurf movies. But the overall vibes of like animated characters kind of just thrown in there. It almost feels like it's a bit of a novelty. Like where, I mean, and this is a very unfair comparison, but like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it's like, that's the backbone part of the film, is the real world and the animated world. Here it feels like it's Tom and Jerry in New York. Okay. It was weak, so I put it below Vivo. Next we have a Diary of a Wimpy Kid, which I did a quick vid for that not too long ago. And I'm late to the party for Diary of a Wimpy Kid. It came out in like 2007. Around that time, I was too busy being a man, you know, playing Halo 3. I missed the wave for Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I was kind of like disengaging from that kind of stuff. So it was something to see what the fuss is about, which I'm told by a lot of people in the comments for that review. They're like, go watch the live action one, this one in particular, or just go read the comics or the book or whatever. Okay, fine. But if we're looking at just this one movie, it was, meh. I can see elements of what made the original story special in book form, but the animation felt a little bit cheap, and it was just kind of like, meh, it's a movie. So I would actually put it below now I feel like Vivo should be bumped up to low B. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. So, Raya I was so hyped. I was so hyped for Raya. Because I'm getting Avatar vibes. As far as like action and the fantasy elements of like, because I know it's based on, I think it's SEA, but C culture, like Southeastern Asia culture and history and folklore, which is a part of the world that doesn't really get much attention, especially in mainstream entertainment here in America. And that was a pleasant surprise to see it get more representation, and I was quite pumped for it. And in the movie itself, being like, these are our different kingdoms, which was another like, oh, it gives me Avatar vibes too, where it's like the Fire Nation and the Water Tribes, and it's the same way where those are segments of factions, and I get that with Raya, where it's like the heart, the fangs, I think it was the fangs, the spine for these different kingdoms, for their lore and the dragons and whatnot. So that all being said, I feel like the world building was set up and they weren't able to really engage me with it. I wish we could have spent more time in these locations with more of its people, but it felt like it should have been more grand to me. And I feel conflicted because I'm like, I want to like this movie. I like Raya. I wish Raya and her nemesis, her friend from when she was a kid, I was like, oh please, let them kiss. Please, let's do this. Disney, grow the cojones to actually do this in a very mainstream way. Of course, Disney shied away because they don't want to upset people like other markets that might forbid gay stuff. But I was hoping for it. I felt like there was a connection there, and they could have taken a big step, but they shied away. Versus Mitchell's and Machines, where they're like, no, our main character's gay. What's up? But though, to be fair, that also wasn't the focus of Mitchell's versus the Machines. But at least they are a lot more transparent about it than Raya. And it can be also argued that they're like, we never even made that point, and Raya, that's you thinking that was a point. Which, it's like, okay, whatever. Visually, fantastic. I wish there was more world building. Story was interesting. Some of the characters felt a little bit two-dimensional to me. I wish Disney would have been a bit more bold. And there's some storytelling elements on the table I was hoping they'd push for, but they did not. And ultimately, I'm like, it was a visually great, some fun action sequences, but a little unsatisfied, but still I liked it a lot. So I would put it, it's weird, is I might have enjoyed My Little Pony more than Raya. And I feel like if I do that, I'm going to get shot in the streets. Mitchell's versus the Machines. I love this movie. I put it right below Luca. I might put it above Luca, potentially. So visually, Mitchell's versus the Machines. I love all the stylization, the designs, the characters, the movement felt a lot more cartoony. I like the father-daughter, story of them trying to find a connection, which is, that's a focal point of the film, is how the father is archaic with his communication and his perspective, while his daughter's cutting edge with her phone and her laptop and her movies, and them trying to see eye to eye. Actually, I might have enjoyed Mitchell's versus the Machines more than I enjoyed Luca. I did. Yeah, I did. I think Sony Animation is, ever since Spider-Verse, it feels like they've been able to seize opportunity of pushing the envelope with different types of animation. That's you don't have to be Pixar or channel their energy. Continue to be unique and to change the game. So excited about that. That being said, though, you got Wish Dragon, and I thought it was visually fun. Though there are some moments where I'm like, I thought the city would be a lot more busy. Gosh, I actually might put it in. This is tough. Yeah, upper B. So I thought, this might be an unfair comparison. In Seoul, when you see New York City and all the foot traffic and the culture there, I'm like, yeah, this is New York City. You can see it with just the culture and the people, even in the background. Wish Dragon felt empty. I thought there were moments where you see folks walk around the city and it's 3 people on the streets, and I'm like, this is a city in China. Where's the Chinese culture and the foot traffic? I thought there'd be a lot more going on to give the impression that this is a busy part of the world, especially in a city. And it felt kind of empty. The entire the dragon, though, was a lot of fun. I loved his performance, and I thought his design was fantastic and really fun cartoony animation. Gave me Genie vibes. Main character guy was a little bit boring to me. It was a story, I believe, of it's not about money, it's about meaningful connections with those that you love. It was fine. I think my expectations might have been a little bit too high for it, but still a fine film. All right, the Scooby-Doo Courage the Cowardly Dog crossover. I thought it was a lot of fun. Good gracious, where would I put it, though? Where would I put it, folks? I think the Scooby-Doo Courage 1 is upper B. There we go. I thought they nailed it with Courage and Muriel and Eustace. Despite Eustace and his random rap scene, which felt like it was out of nowhere. Oh, out of nowhere. But it was such a thing to see Scooby and Courage team up. You got these two canines who deal with the paranormal. It felt like, why hasn't this been done before? This is makes so much sense. It makes so much sense for this to be a crossover. And the chemistry between the gang and with Muriel and Eustace, with Scooby and Courage trying to save folks, trying to stop the baddies, with Scooby's gang out in the middle of nowhere. It worked. It was satisfying. It was also a good way to say farewell to the voice actor for Muriel, because that was her last performance. She passed away, so rest in peace to her. Ultimately, in the plethora of Scooby-Doo crossovers, this one made a lot of sense and worked quite well. Boss Baby 2. D. So, there are moments where a studio has to acknowledge a franchise, a film series that pays the bills. Hotel Transylvania undeniably does that for Sony, and Boss Baby was a huge hit for DreamWorks, especially on the merchandise front. So, Boss Baby 2 came out. So, that being said, I'm like, okay, unlike some of these other films where the sequels feel forced, like the third Hotel Transylvania was on a cruise ship, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, what? Boss Baby, I felt like had some room to run, where it's like, what if they become adults? And that's exactly what they did, where it's like, now the main characters from the first film, Boss Baby and brother, they're adults, and they've grown distant. And now they have to be babies again to infiltrate some other baby organization and stop Jeff Goldblum, baby. The initial premise engaged me. I'm like, this could be interesting. But then it felt sloppy, where I feel like this entire plot of the brother character trying to connect with his daughter and them not seeing eye to eye. I'm like, that's interesting. And the brothers reconnecting to team up once again to stop this baby organization, as one does. It felt like, to me, it's like, okay, these are some good setups, but they never really delivered on it to me. They started falling back into baby humor, and the heart of the film was lost to me. And Jeff Goldblum, I love him, felt like he showed up to record for an hour and did not care. and that felt a little bit insulting to me. It's Boss Baby too, so who gives a shit, right? But still, I expected a little bit more. Ultimately, the sequel, which I had low expectations for, was just that. Not very, did not surpass my expectations. You have Arlo, the alligator boy. I loved Arlo so much, and the series that followed. And I don't think many folks talked about the series. But the music's outstanding. The animation's fantastic. I like the characters a lot. Across the board, exquisite. And I put it in S tier. It's one of those things where I don't think a lot of folks really gave it much attention. But as far as original content goes, and yeah, not Arlo the blue puppet from YouTube. Screw that guy. You cookie monster, generic off-brand bastard. Just joking, Arlo. I love you. Pikmin. Arlo was unique, beautiful 2D animation, wonderful music, and a fun story that had a great setup for a series to follow up, and it was very good. Arlo, to me, was the one problem. He felt a little bit too naive and too... It was almost like he was too happy-go-lucky. And to the point where it felt almost annoying. But the series amends it and improves on it. But all the other side characters I thought were a lot of fun. And it's a movie about the imperfections of people and embracing them and celebrating that beauty. And then this band of misfits going off to try to help Arlo. So good stuff. I highly recommend that movie. Another complaint is I felt like because this movie was trying to be a setup for a show, there's a lot of side characters that don't really serve much of a purpose, but they wanted to get them in there for the series. And then we got Space Jam 2. Come on and slam. So, Space Jam 2. I'm just surprised you even utter those words to begin with. Space Jam 2 was better than what I thought it would be. So, let's be real here. Space Jam, the first one, is an anomaly. It's such a bizarre thing where you got like Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes and Danny DeVito and aliens and a basketball con. It's stupid. It's all dumb. Who cares? Have fun with it. And I went in with that same energy with Space Jam 2, thinking it's stupid, it's dumb, have fun with it. But they actually started drilling into the story where it's like the Looney Tunes have been scattered to the four corners of Warner Brothers in their expanded universe. And we've got LeBron James trying to stop algae rhythm, and you've got like there are things where I felt like it was too much on the nose. And then other moments where I'm like, no, I'm having fun with this. I will say this, though. The Monstars were much more fun as villains compared to Algae Rhythm and his computer animated cohorts. I thought they weren't interesting to me. What the hell are you talking about, Alexa? Computer. Dismissed. So, I ultimately think that it had some highs and it had some lows, but I walked away saying it was Space Jam 2. And on that front of seeing Looney Tunes playing basketball and Daffy Duck getting his penis slammed in the car door, it was it was fun. And LeBron James actually showed up trying to act, and that was also pretty fun. So from a straight up corded up hammy ham movie, I put Space Jam 2 right there in B tier. Right there. All right, let's do a rundown, and then we'll wrap things up. So these are the films I've not seen yet. The Secret Agency, Peter Rabbit 2. There's quite a few things, and quite a few that I want to see, and they aren't out yet, or they aren't easily accessed. Because I can't go to the theater right now due to the life stuff for Encanto, and Sing 2 is not out yet. I should watch Wrong Gone's Wrong. It looks like it's a lot of fun. I've not seen Rumble. There are things I do want to go check out, while other things I'm like, I have no desire. I don't care about Paw Patrol. I don't care about, what is this here? I don't really care about the Lighthouse movie either. I don't. Boss Baby 2 was just, you know, was this necessary? No. And the worst part is it had promise. It had promise at the start, and an inkling of good writing, and then they said, and then it just fizzled out. Tom and Jerry in New York. I mean, the 2D animation's pretty cool. I say 2D. The 3D animation, you know, at least it looks like Tom and Jerry from like the old stuff. But I'm like, just make it animated. You know, don't bother on this live action nonsense. Diary of a Wimpy Kid looked a bit on the cheaper side, and I'll be real, the kid, what's his name, Craig, he was a bit he was a bit of a jerk. Not Riley. What's his friend's name? Rowley gang. I'm part of the Rowley gang. Vivo, great music. I thought it was an interesting premise. Cool to see some representation in Cuba. I thought Lynn did a good job with the music and whatnot, but the story was a bit weak in my opinion as it proceeded, and then the pacing was a bit all over the place. Back to the Outback was fun. I love the character designs. Cool seeing Australia story, especially with the venomous creatures. But that story as well felt a bit weak, where I'm like, what are we doing? Just trying to find your family? You don't even know your family. Wish Dragon, another one where the entire premise felt really interesting. I'm like, let's go check out China. Let's go check out the folklore with the dragon and our main characters here. It's like a little bit of a genie vibe going on. And then I was like, I don't know, these characters feel a bit weak to me, and I wish there was a bit more world building. Space Jam 2 is Space Jam 2. Courage and Scooby made sense. I had fun with it. South Park post-COVID, which some folks can probably argue it's not a movie. It's a special. Well, you know what? Combine them both. There's your movie. I thought it was a good return to form for South Park, and I look forward to seeing their other specials in the future. Raya, beautiful. Love the visuals, the designs, the great action and fighting. I wanted a little bit more for the world building. But ultimately, I will take this action animated Disney film, absolutely. The My Little Pony movie, I loved it. I thought the characters were so much fun, and the visuals are fantastic. And I'm worried now of can this bar that was set so high for the movies be met with a series? I don't know. There's some stupid moments where it's like the power of friendship. I'm like, oh yeah, it's My Little Pony. Of course it's dumb. Arlo the Alligator Boy in S tier. Loved the music. Loved the 2D animation. I thought the characters were a lot of fun, and the series that followed it was fantastic. I highly recommend it. Luca, beautiful, visually outstanding. Some really fun characters, and Pixar once again leaving their mark of quality. And I'm rooting for them with Turning Red and keep pushing that envelope with stylized characters. And let's keep going. Let's make this a decade where Pixar really reclaims that crown, or at least fights for it, and gives competition where it's like, make some original animated stuff, and keep pushing it, man. Let's see if y'all can hold that title of being one of the best in the industry. And then finally, we got Mitchell's versus the Machines, which I loved it. I really did. Was it perfect? No. But there's enough heart and enough action and cartoony animation, and the stylization of it all, and I like little 2D little like explosions of like where you have oh gosh, stupid brain not functioning when the daughter is like thinking with little thought bubbles, and it's almost like scribbles and comics on a notebook. It's great. So I gotta say, man, Sony's keeping Pixar on their toes, and DreamWorks is making Boss Baby 2 and Spirit Untamed. So yeah, that's my list. What do y'all think? Am I stupid? Am I going to get drop kicked off a tower? All right, cool. Well, folks, that is my list for my tier list for animated movies from 2021. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm curious to see what y'all think. Was I wrong? Should Boss Baby have been S tier? Should Diary of a Wimpy Kid be A tier? I don't know. But I will say this. I'll do another one of these tier lists here in a few days for cartoons from this past year. And I think that one will be a bit more interesting. We'll see. All right. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. I'm curious to hear y'all out. And don't drop kick me off a tower. You know, I don't need that. Now I gotta go watch Peter Rabbit 2. Yay.
So a big shout out to this video's sponsor, Helix Sleep. I can't believe it. I've had my mattress for almost a year now, and it's legit one of my prized possessions. When people visit my house, I'm like, yo, check out my Bionicles and my Helix mattress. Lay on it. Isn't it super comfy? Don't touch my Bionicles! For those who don't know, Helix Sleep makes premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to fit your needs. And get this, it's conveniently shipped right to your front door. And Helix is no stranger when it comes to bed preferences. Everybody's different. And that is why they have a sleep quiz that matches your unique body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. Do you want a firm mattress or one that is super soft? Perhaps a fusion of both? And what position do you sleep in? On your side? On your stomach? On your back? For me, I'm a side guy. Allows me to goof off on my phone in bed. And for those of you who share a bed with a partner, you can have them take the quiz alongside you, so you can both find a perfect compromise. When I took the quiz, I was like, I don't want super squishy or super hard. Hey, let's do both. They equal each other out. And like I said, I sleep on my side. After calculating my quiz, Helix was like, yo, Saberspark, you big dummy, the Midnight Lux is perfect for you. And they were right. My previous mattress pales in comparison. I also ordered a queen size because my old dog takes up like half the bed and my cat takes up the other third. Thanks, guys. Also, I still can't believe that this thing was mailed to my front door for free. When it first arrived, I was like, nah. There's no way my mattress is in that box. I don't believe it. And then I opened the box and poof, The mattress just materialized and pinned me against the wall. A word of advice, open your mattress in a room that can, deal with it. You want open space for unboxing this thing. And if you are hesitant about buying a Helix you have not been able to try, hey, no worries. There's a 100-night sleep trial, so you have over 3 months to try out your selection and make sure that you love it. If you don't, Helix will pick up the mattress and you will get a full refund. Helix also has a 10-year warranty, and they even offer financing options and flexible payment plans, so a great night of sleep is never far away. So, I absolutely recommend Helix Sleep. I'm a very happy customer, and I think that owning a quality mattress is very important, especially one that can be literally mailed to your front door. How cool is that? So, if you're in the market looking for a new bed, check out Helix. Click the link down below or go to helixsleep.com/Saberspark and get up to $200 off your Helix mattress. Hell, they even throw in 2 pillows for free. So go check them out.